Bismillah. We're on page 402, Surah Al-Ankabut, verse number 46. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تجادلوا أهل الكتاب إلا بالتي هي أحسن إلا الذين ظلموا منهم وقولوا آمنا بالذي أنزل إلينا وأنزل إليكم وإلهنا وإلهكم واحد ونحن له مسلمون وكذلك أنزلنا إليك الكتاب فالذين آتيناهم الكتاب يؤمنون به ومن هؤلاء من يؤمن به وما يجحد بآياتنا إلا الكافرون وما كنت تتلو من قبله من كتاب ولا تخطه بيمينك إذا لارتاب المبطلون بل هو آيات بينات في سرور الذين أوتوا العلم وما يجحد بآياتنا إلا الظالمون وقالوا لولا أنزل عليه آيات من ربه قل إنما الآيات عند الله وإنما أنا نظير مبين أولم يكفهم أن أنزلنا عليك الكتاب يتلى عليهم إن في ذلك لرحمة وذكرى لقوم يؤمنون قل كفى بالله بيني وبينكم شهيدا يعلم ما في السماوات والأرض والذين آمنوا بالباطل وكفروا بالله أولئك هم الخاسرون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويستعجلونك بالعذاب ولولا أجل مسمى لجاءهم العذاب ولا يأتينهم بغتة وهم لا يشعرون يستعجلونك بالعذاب وإن جهنم لمحيطة بالكافرين يوم يغشاهم العذاب من فوقهم ومن تحت أرجلهم ويقول ذوقوا ما كنتم تعملون يا عبادي الذين آمنوا إن أرضي واسعة فإياي فاعبدون كل نفس ذائقة الموت ثم إلينا ترجعون والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لنبوئنهم من الجنة غرفا تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها نعم أجر العاملين الذين صبروا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون وكأي من دابة لا تحمل رزقها الله يرزقها وإياكم وهو السميع العليم ولئن سألتهم من خلق السماوات والأرض وسخر الشمس والقمر ليقولن الله فأنى يؤفكون الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء من عباده ويقدر له إن الله بكل شيء عليم ولئن سألتهم من نزل من السماء ماء فأحيا به الأرض من بعد موتها ليقولن الله قل الحمد لله بل أكثرهم لا يعقلون
وما هذه الحياة الدنيا إلا لهو ولعب وإن الدار الآخرة لهي الحيوان لو كانوا يعلمون فإذا ركبوا في الفلك دعوا الله مخلصين له الدين فلما نجاهم إلى البر إذا هم يشركون ليكفروا بما آتيناهم وليتمتعوا فسوف يعلمون أولم يروا أنا جعلنا حرما آمنا ويتخطف الناس من حولهم فبالباطل يؤمنون بنعمة الله يكفرون ومن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا أو كذب بالحق لما جاءه أليس في جهنم مثوى للكافرين والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الف لام ميم. غلبت الروم في أدنى الأرض وهم من بعد غلبهم سيغلبون في بضع سنين لله الأمر من قبل ومن بعد ويومئذ يفرح المؤمنون بالنصر الله ينصر من يشاء وهو العزيز الرحيم.
وعد الله لا يخلف الله وعده ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون ظاهرا من الحياة الدنيا وهم عن الآخرة هم غافلون أولم يتفكروا في أنفسهم ما خلق الله السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وأجل مسمى وإن كثيرا من الناس بلقاء ربهم لكافرون أولم يسيروا في الأرض فينظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبلهم كانوا أشد منهم قوة وآثاروا الأرض وعمروها أكثر مما عمروها وجاءتهم رسلهم بالبينات فما كان الله ليظلمهم ولكن كانوا أنفسهم يظلمون ثم كان عاقبة الذين أساءوا السوء أن كذبوا بآيات الله وكانوا بها يستهزئون الله يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده ثم إليه ترجعون ويوم تقوم الساعة يبلس المجرمون ولم يكن لهم من شركائهم شفعاء وكانوا بشركائهم كافرين ويوم تقوم الساعة يومئذ يتفرقون فأما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فهم في روضات يحبرون.
وأما الذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا ولقاء الآخرة فأولئك في العذاب محضرون فسبحان الله حين تمسون وحين تصبحون وله الحمد في السماوات والأرض وعشيا وحين تظهرون يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ويحيي الأرض بعد موتها وكذلك تخرجون ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين ومن آيات منامكم بالليل والنهار وابتغاؤكم من فضله إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يسمعون ومن آياته يريكم البرق خوفا وطمعا وينزل من السماء ماء فيحيي به الأرض بعد موتها إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يعقلون
ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره ثم إذا دعاكم دعوة من الأرض إذا أنتم تخرجون وله من في السماوات والأرض كل له قانتون وهو الذي يبدأ الخلق ثم يعيده وهو أهون عليه وله المثل الأعلى في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم ضرب لكم مثلا من أنفسكم هل لكم مما ملكت أيمانكم من شركاء فيما رزقناكم فأنتم فيه سواء تخافونهم كخيفتكم أنفسكم كذلك نفصل الآيات لقوم يعقلون بل اتبع الذين ظلموا أهواءهم بغير علم فمن يهدي من أضل الله وما لهم من ناصرين فأقم وجهك للدين حنيفا فطرة الله التي فطر الناس عليها لا تبديل لخلق الله ذلك الدين القيم ولكن أكثر الناس لا يعلمون منيبين إليه واتقوه وأقيموا الصلاة ولا تكونوا من المشركين من الذين فرقوا دينهم وكانوا شيعا كل حزب بما لديهم فرحون
وإذا مس الناس ضر دعوا ربهم منيبين إليه ثم إذا ذاقهم منه رحمة إذا فريق منهم بربهم يشركون ليكفروا بما آتيناهم فتمتعوا فسوف تعلمون أم أنزلنا عليهم سلطانا فهو يتكلم بما كانوا به يشركون وإذا ذكر الناس رحمة فرحوا بها وإن تصبهم سيئة بما قدمت أيديهم إذا هم يقنطون أولم يروا أن الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون فآتي ذي القربى حقه والمسكين وابن السبيل ذلك خير للذين يريدون وجه الله وأولئك هم المفلحون وما آتيتم من ربا ليربو في أموال الناس فلا يربو عند الله وما آتيتم من زكاة تريدون وجه الله فأولئك هم المضعفون الله الذي خلقكم ثم رزقكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم هل من شركائكم من يفعل من ذلكم من شيء سبحانه وتعالى عما يشركون ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس ليذيقهم بعض الذي عملوا لعلهم يرجعون
قل سيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة الذين من قبل كان أكثرهم مشركين فأقم وجهك للدين القيم من قبل أن يأتي يوم لا مرد له من الله يومئذ يصدعون من كفر فعليه كفره ومن عمل صالحا فلأنفسهم يمهدون ليجزي الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من فضله إنه لا يحب الكافرين ومن آياته أن يرسل الرياح مبشرات وليذيقكم من رحمته ولتجري الفلك بأمره ولتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون ولقد أرسلنا من قبلك رسلا إلى قومهم فجاءوهم بالبينات فانتقمنا من الذين أجرموا وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين الله الذي يرسل الرياح فتثير سحابا فيبسطه في السماء كيف يشاء ويجعله كسفا فترى الودق يخرج من خلاله فإذا أصاب به من يشاء من عباده إذا هم يستبشرون وإن كانوا من قبل أن ينزل عليهم من قبله لمبلسين فانظر إلى آثار رحمة الله كيف يحيي الأرض بعد موتها إن ذلك لمحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير
ولئن أرسلنا ريحا فرأه مصفرا لظلوا من بعده يكفرون فإنك لا تسمع الموتى ولا تسمع صم الدعاء إذا ولوا مدبرين وما أنت بهاد العمي عن ضلالتهم إن تسمع إلا من يؤمن بآياتنا فهم مسلمون الله الذي خلقكم من ضعف ثم جعل من بعد ضعف قوة ثم جعل من بعد قوة ضعفا وشيبة يخلق ما يشاء وهو العليم الخبير ويوم تقوم الساعة يقسم المجرمون ما لبثوا غير ساعة كذلك كانوا يؤفكون وقال الذين أوتوا العلم والإيمان لقد لبثتم في كتاب الله إلى يوم البعث فهذا يوم البعث ولكنكم كنتم تعلمون فيومئذ لا ينفع الذين ظلموا معذرتهم ولا هم يستعتبون ولقد ضربنا للناس في هذا القرآن من كل مثل ولئن جئتهم بآية ليقولن الذين كفروا إن أنتم إلا مبطلون كذلك يطبع الله على قلوب الذين لا يعلمون فاصبر إن وعد الله حق ولا يستخفنك الذين لا يوقنون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. تلك آيات الكتاب الحكيم هدى ورحمة للمحسنين الذين يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم بالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. ومن الناس من يشتري لهو الحديث ليضل عن سبيل الله بغير علم ويتخذها هزوا أولئك لهم عذاب مهين. وإذا تتلى عليه آياتنا ولى مستكبرا كأن لم يسمعها كأن في أذنيه وقرا فبشره بعذاب أليم. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم جنات النعيم خالدين فيها وعد الله حقا وهو العزيز الحكيم. خلق السماوات بغير عمد ترونها وألقى في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بكم وبث فيها من كل دابة وأنزلنا من السماء ماء فأنبتنا فيها من كل زوج كريم. هذا خلق الله فأروني ماذا خلق الذين من دونه بل الظالمون في ضلال مبين.
ولقد آتينا لقمان الحكمة نشكر الله ومن يشكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن الله غني حميد. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعيده يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصال في عامين نشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. وإن جاهدك على أن تشرك بما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكون في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأتي بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانهى عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير.
ألم تروا أن الله سخر لكم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وأسبغ عليكم نعمه ظاهرة وباطنة ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ولا هدى ولا كتاب منير. وإذا قيل لهم اتبعوا ما أنزل الله قالوا بل نتبع ما وجدنا عليه آباءنا أولو كان الشيطان يدعوهم إلى عذاب السعير. ومن يسلم وجهه إلى الله وهو محسن فقد استمسك بالعروة الوثقى وإلى الله عاقبة الأمور. ومن كفر فلا يحزنك كفره إلينا مرجعهم فننبئهم بما عملوا إن الله عليم بذات الصدور. نمتعهم قليلا ثم نضطرهم إلى عذاب غليظ. ولئن سألتهم من خلق السماوات والأرض ليقولن الله قل الحمد لله بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون. لله ما في السماوات والأرض إن الله هو الغني الحميد. ولو أن ما في الأرض من شجرة أقلام والبحر يمده من بعده 7 أبحر ما نفدت كلمات الله إن الله عزيز حكيم. ما خلقكم ولا بعثكم إلا كنفس واحدة إن الله سميع بصير.
ألم تر أن الله يولج الليل في النهار ويولج النهار في الليل وسخر الشمس والقمر كل يجري إلى أجل مسمى وأن الله بما تعملون خبير ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنما يدعون من دونه الباطل وأن الله هو العلي الحق العلي الكبير ألم ترى أن الفلك تجري في البحر بنعمة الله ليريكم ألم ترى أن الفلك تجري في البحر بنعمة الله ليريكم من آياته إن في ذلك لآيات لكل صبار شكور وإذا غشيهم موج كالظلل دعوا الله مخلصين له الدين فلما نجاهم إلى البر فمنهم مقتصد وما يجحد بآياتنا إلا كل ختار كفور يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم واخشوا يوما لا يجزي والد عن ولده ولا مولود جاز عن والده شيئا إن وعد الله حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا ولا يغرنكم بالله الغرور إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام وما تدري نفس ماذا تكسب غدا وما تدري نفس بأي أرض تموت إن الله عليم خبير.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. تنزيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين. أم يقولون افتراه بل هو الحق من ربك لتنذر قوما ما آتاهم من نذير من قبلك لعلهم يهتدون. الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وما بينهما في 6 أيام ثم استوى على العرش ما لكم من دونه من ولي ولا شفيع أفلا تتذكرون. يدبر الأمر من السماء إلى الأرض ثم يعرج إليه في يوم كان مقداره 1000 سنة مما تعدون. ذلك عالم الغيب والشهادة العزيز الرحيم الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه وبدأ خلق الإنسان من طين ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين ثم سواه ونفخ فيه من روحه وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون. وقالوا أإذا ضللنا في الأرض أإنا لفي خلق جديد بل هم بلقاء ربهم كافرون. قل يتوفاكم ملك الموت الذي وكل بكم ثم إلى ربكم ترجعون.
ولو ترى إذ المجرمون ناكسوا رؤوسهم عند ربهم ربنا أبصرنا وسمعنا فارجعنا نعمل صالحا إنا موقنون ولو شئنا لآتينا كل نفس هداها ولكن حق القول مني لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين فذوقوا بما نسيتم لقاء يومكم هذا إنا نسيناكم وذوقوا عذاب الخلد بما كنتم تعملون إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بها خروا سجدا وسبحوا بحمد ربهم وهم لا يستكبرون. تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع يدعون ربهم خوفا وطمعا ومما رزقناهم ينفقون فلا تعلم نفس ما أخفي لهم من قرة أعين جزاء بما كانوا يعملون أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون أما الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم جنات المأوى نزلا بما كانوا يعملون وأما الذين فسقوا فمأواهم النار كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها أعيدوا فيها وقيل لهم ذوقوا عذاب النار الذي كنتم به تكذبون.
ولنذيقنهم من العذاب الأدنى دون العذاب الأكبر لعلهم يرجعون. ومن أظلم ممن ذكر بآيات ربه ثم أعرض عنها إنا من المجرمين منتقمون. ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فلا تكن في مرية من لقائه وجعلناه هدى لبني إسرائيل وجعلنا منهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون. إن ربك هو يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة فيما كانوا فيه يختلفون. أولم يهدي لهم كما أهلكنا من قبلهم من القرون يمشون في مساكنهم إن في ذلك لآيات أفلا يسمعون أولم يروا أننا نسوق الماء إلى الأرض الجرز فنخرج به زرعا تأكل منه أنعامهم وأنفسهم أفلا يبصرون ويقولون متى هذا الفتح إن كنتم صادقين قل يوم الفتح لا ينفع الذين كفروا إيمانهم ولا هم ينظرون فأعرض عنهم وانتظر إنهم منتظرون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي اتق الله ولا تطع الكافرين والمنافقين إن الله كان عليما حكيما واتبع ما يوحى إليك من ربك إن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا ما جعل الله لرجل من كلبين في جوفه وما جعل أزواجكم اللائي تظاهرون منهن أمهاتكم وما جعل أدعياءكم أبناءكم ذلكم قولكم بأفواهكم والله يقول الحق وهو يهدي السبيل ادعوهم لآبائهم هو أقسط عند الله فإن لم تعلموا آباءهم فإخوانكم في الدين ومواليكم وليس عليكم جناح فيما أخطأتم به ولكن ما تعمدت قلوبكم وكان الله غفورا رحيما. النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواج أمهاتهم أولى الأرحام بعضهم أولى ببعض في كتاب الله من المؤمنين والمهاجرين إلا أن تفعلوا إلى أوليائكم معروفا كان ذلك في الكتاب مسطورا.
وإذ أخذنا من النبيين ميثاقهم ومنك ومن نوح وإبراهيم وموسى وعيسى بن مريم وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا ليسأل الصادقين عن صدقهم وأعد للكافرين عذابا أليما. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ جاءتكم جنود فأرسلنا عليهم ريحا وجنودا لم تروها وكان الله بما تعملون بصيرا إذ جاءوكم من فوقكم ومن أسفل منكم وإذ زاغت الأبصار وبلغت القلوب الحناجر وتظنون بالله الظنونا هنالك ابتلي المؤمنون وزلزلوا زلزالا شديدا وإذ يقول المنافقون والذين في قلوبهم مرض ما وعدنا الله ورسوله إلا غرورا وإذ قالت طائفة منهم يا أهل يثرب لا مقام لكم فارجعوا ويستأذن فريق منهم النبي يقولون إن بيوتنا عورة وما هي بعورة إن يريدون إلا فرارا ولو دخلت عليهم من أقطارها ثم سئلوا الفتنة لأتوها وما تلبثوا بها إلا يسيرا ولقد كانوا عاهدوا الله من قبل لا يولون الأدبار وكان عهد الله مسؤولا.
قل لن ينفعكم الفرار إن فررتم من الموت والقتل وإذا لا تمتعون إلا قليلا قل من ذا الذي يعصمكم من الله إن أراد بكم سوءا أو أراد بكم رحمة ولا يجدون لهم من دون الله وليا ولا نصيرا قد يعلم الله المعوقين منكم والقائلين لإخوانهم هلم إلينا ولا يأتون البأس إلا قليلا أشحة عليكم فإذا جاء الخوف رأيتهم ينظرون إليك تدور أعينهم كالذي يغشى عليه من الموت فإذا ذهب الخوف سلقوكم بألسنة حداد أشحة على الخير أولئك لم يؤمنوا فأحبط الله أعمالهم وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا يحسبون الأحزاب لم يذهبوا وإن يد الأحزاب يود لو أنهم بادون في الأعراب يسألون عن أنبائكم ولو كانوا فيكم ما قاتلوا إلا قليلا لقد كان لكم في رسول الله أسوة حسنة لمن كان يرجو الله واليوم الآخر وذكر الله كثيرا ولما رأى المؤمنون الأحزاب قالوا هذا ما وعدنا الله ورسوله وصدق الله ورسوله وما زادهم إلا إيمانا وتسليما.
من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا ليجزي الله الصادقين بصدقهم ويعذب المنافقين إن شاء أو يتوب عليهم إن الله كان غفورا رحيما ورد الله الذين كفروا بغيظهم لم ينالوا خيرا وكفى الله المؤمنين القتال وكان الله قويا عزيزا وأنزل الذين ظاهروهم من أهل الكتاب من صياصيهم وقذف في قلوبهم الرعب فريقا تقتلون وتأسرون فريقا وأورثكم أرضهم وديارهم دماءهم وأموالهم وأرضا لم تطئوها وكان الله على كل شيء قديرا. يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك إن كنتن تردن الحياة الدنيا وزينتها فتعالين أمتعكن وأسرحكن سراحا جميلا، وإن كنتن تردن الله ورسوله والدار الآخرة فإن الله أعد للمحسنات منكن أجرا عظيما. يا نساء النبي من يأتي منكن بفاحشة مبينة يضاعف لها العذاب ضعفين وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا. صدق الله العظيم. We'll read the English translation from the Clear Quran. So we're on page 402, Surah Al-Ankabut, verse 46. Bismillah. Arguing with the people of the book. Do not argue with the people of the book unless gracefully, except with those of them who act wrongfully, and say, we believe in what has been revealed to us and what has been revealed to you. Our Allah and your God is only one, and to him we fully submit. One last revelation. Similarly to earlier messengers, we have revealed to you a book, O Prophet. The faithful of those to whom we gave the scriptures believe in it, as do some of these pagan Arabs, and none denies our revelations except the stubborn disbelievers. You, O Prophet, could not read any writing even before this revelation, nor could you write at all. Otherwise, the people of falsehood would have been suspicious. But this Quran is a set of clear revelations preserved in the hearts of those gifted with knowledge, and none denies our revelations except the stubborn wrongdoers. The pagans demand signs. They say, if only some signs had been sent down to him from his Lord. Say, O Prophet, signs are only with Allah, and I am only sent with a clear warning. Is it not enough for them that we have sent down to you the book, which is recited to them? Surely in this Quran is a mercy and reminder for people who believe. Say, O Prophet, sufficient is Allah as a witness between me and you. He fully knows whatever is in the heavens and the earth. And those who believe in falsehood and disbelieve in Allah, it is they who are the true losers. Hastening the punishment. They challenge you, O Prophet, to hasten the punishment. Had it not been for a time already set, the punishment would have certainly come to them at once, but it will definitely take them by surprise when they least expect it. They urge you to hasten the punishment, and hell will certainly encompass the disbelievers on the day the punishment will overwhelm them from above them and from below their feet. Allah, and it will be said, reap what you sowed. Advice to persecuted believers. O my believing servants, my earth is truly spacious, so worship me alone. Every soul will taste death, then to us you will all be returned. As for those who believe and do good, we will certainly house them in elevated mansions in paradise, under which rivers flow, to stay there forever. How excellent is the reward for those who work righteousness, those who patiently endure and put their trust in their Lord. How many are the creatures that cannot secure their provisions? It is Allah who provides for them, and you as well. He is indeed the all-hearing, all-knowing. Questions to the polytheists. If you ask them, O Prophet, who created the heavens and the earth and subjected the sun and the moon for your benefit, they will certainly say, Allah. How can they then be deluded from the truth? Allah gives abundant or limited provisions to whoever He wills of His servants. Surely Allah has full knowledge of everything. And if you ask them, who sends down rain from the sky, giving life to the earth after its death, they will surely say, Allah. Say, praise be to Allah. In fact, most of them do not understand. This worldly life is no more than play and amusement, but the hereafter is indeed the real life, if only they knew. The disbelievers' ingratitude. If they happen to be aboard a ship caught in a storm, they cry out to Allah alone in sincere devotion. But as soon as He delivers them safely to shore, they associate others with Him once again. So let them be ungrateful for all we have given them, and let them enjoy themselves for now, for they will soon know. warning to Meccan pagans. Have they not seen how we have made Mecca a safe haven, whereas people all around them are snatched away? How can they then believe in falsehood and deny Allah's favors? And who does more wrong than those who fabricate lies against Allah or reject the truth after it has reached them? Is hell not a fitting home for the disbelievers? The faithful reassured, as for those who struggle in our cause, we will surely guide them along our way, and Allah is certainly with the good doers. Surah Ar-Rum, the Romans. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Alif, from defeat to victory. Alif, Lam, Mim. The Romans have been defeated in a nearby land, yet following their defeat, they will triumph within 3 to 9 years. The whole matter rests with Allah before and after victory, and on that day the believers will rejoice at the victory willed by Allah. He gives victory to whoever He wills, for He is the Almighty, most merciful. This is the promise of Allah, and Allah never fails in His promise. But most people do not know. They only know the worldly affairs of this life, but are totally oblivious to the hereafter. Wake-up call to the disbelievers. Have they not reflected upon their own being? Allah only created the heavens and the earth and everything in between for a purpose and an appointed term. Yet most people are truly in denial of the meeting with their Lord. Have they not traveled throughout the land to see what was the end of those destroyed before them? They were far superior in might. They cultivated the land and developed it more than these Meccans ever have. Their messengers came to them with clear proofs. Allah would have never wronged them, but it was they who wronged themselves. Then most evil was the end of the evildoers for denying and mocking the signs of Allah. The wicked on Judgment Day. It is Allah who originates the creation and will resurrect it, and then to Him you will all be returned. On the day the hour will arrive, the wicked will be dumbstruck. There will be no intercessors for them from among their associate gods, and they will totally deny their associate gods. The blessed and the doomed. On the day the hour will arrive, the people will then be split into 2 groups. As for those who believed and did good, they will be rejoicing in a garden. And as for those who disbelieved and denied our signs and the meeting with Allah in the hereafter, they will be confined to punishment. They will be confined in punishment. Keeping up prayers. So glorify Allah in the evening and in the morning. All praise is for Him in the heavens and the earth, as well as in the afternoon and at noon. Allah's power over life and death. He brings forth the living from the dead and the dead from the living, and He gives life to the earth after its death. And so will you be brought forth from the grave. Allah's signs. Number 1, creation of humankind. One of His signs is that He created you from dust. Then, behold, you are human beings spreading over the earth. Allah's signs, number 2, spouses. And one of His signs is that He created for you spouses from among yourselves, so that you may find comfort in them. And He has placed between you compassion and mercy. Surely in this are signs for people who reflect. Allah's signs. Number 3, diversity. And one of His signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the diversity of your languages and colors. Surely in this are signs for those of sound knowledge. Allah's signs. Number 4, sleep and work. And one of His signs is your sleep by night and by day, for rest, as well as your seeking His bounty in both. Surely in this are signs for people who listen. Allah's signs. Number 5, lightning. And one of His signs is that He shows you lightning, inspiring you with hope and fear, and He sends down rain from the sky, reviving the earth after its death. Surely in this are signs for people who understand. Allah's signs. Number 6, the universe. And one of His signs is that the heavens and the earth persist by His command. Then when He calls you out of the earth just once, you will instantly come forth. And to Him belong all those in the heavens and the earth. All are subject to His will. And He is the one who originates the creation, then will resurrect it, which is even easier for Him. To Him belong the finest attributes in the heavens and the earth, and He is the Almighty, all-wise. an example for the polytheists. He sets forth for you an example drawn from your own lives. Would you allow some of those bondspeople in your possession to be your equal partners in whatever wealth we have provided you, keeping them in mind as you are mindful of your peers? This is how we make the signs clear for people who understand. In fact, the wrongdoers merely follow their desires with no knowledge. Who then can guide those Allah has left to stray? They will have no helpers. Hold firmly to faith. So be steadfast in faith, in all uprightness, O Prophet, the natural way of Allah, which He has instilled in all people. Let there be no change in this creation of Allah. That is the straight way, but most people do not know. O believers, always turn to Him in repentance, be mindful of Him and establish prayers, and do not be polytheists, like those who have divided their faith and split into sects, each rejoicing in what they have. Human ingratitude. When people are touched with hardship, they cry out to their Lord, turning to Him alone. But as soon as He gives them a taste of His mercy, a group of them associates others with their Lord in worship, becoming ungrateful for whatever favors we have given them. So enjoy yourselves, for soon you will know. Or have we sent down to them an authority which attests to what they associate with Him? Human impatience. If we give people a taste of mercy, they become prideful because of it. But if they are afflicted with an evil for what their hands have done, they instantly fall into despair. Interest versus charity. Have they not seen that Allah gives abundant or limited provisions to whoever He wills? Surely in this are signs for people who believe. So give your close relatives their due, as well as the poor and needy traveler. That is best for those who seek the pleasure of Allah, and it is they who will be successful. Whatever loans you give only seeking interest at the expense of people's wealth will not increase with Allah. But whatever charity you give, only seeking the pleasure of Allah, it is they whose reward will be multiplied. Allah's might. It is Allah who created you, then gives you provisions, then will cause you to die, and then will bring you back to life. Can any of your associate gods do any of this? Glorified and exalted is He above what they associate with Him in worship. The spread of corruption. Corruption has spread on land and sea as a result of what people's hands have done, so that Allah may cause them to taste the consequences of some of their deeds, and perhaps they might return to the right path. Say, O Prophet, travel throughout the land and see what was the end of those destroyed before you. Most of them were polytheists, the successful and the losers. So be steadfast in the upright faith, O Prophet, before the coming of a day from Allah that cannot be averted. On that day the people will be divided. Those who disbelieved will bear the burden of their own disbelief, and those who did good will have prepared for themselves eternal homes, so that He may generously reward those who believe and do good out of His grace. He truly does not like the disbelievers. Allah's signs, number 7, the wind. And one of His signs is that He sends the winds ushering in good news of rain, so that He may give you a taste of His mercy, and that ships may sail by His command, and that you may seek His bounty, and perhaps you will be grateful. Warning to the disbelievers. Indeed, we sent before you, O Prophet, messengers, each to their own people, and they came to them with clear proofs. Then we inflicted punishment upon those who persisted in wickedness, for it is our duty to help the believers. Allah's signs, number 8, rain. It is Allah who sends the winds, which then stir up vapor, forming clouds, which He then spreads out in the skies or piles up into masses as He wills, from which you see rain come forth. Then as soon as He causes it to fall on whoever He wills of His servants, they rejoice, although they had utterly lost hope just before it was sent down to them. See then the impact of Allah's mercy, how He gives life to the earth after its death. Surely that same God can raise the dead, for He is most capable of everything. Then if we send a harsh wind, which they see withering their crops, they will definitely deny old favors right after. The dead, deaf, and blind. So you, O prophets, certainly cannot make the dead hear the truth, nor can you make the deaf hear the call when they turn their backs and walk away, nor can you lead the blind out of their misguidance. You can make none hear the truth except those who believe in our revelations, fully submitting to Allah. Allah's power of creation. It is Allah who created you in a state of weakness, then developed your weakness into strength, then developed your strength into weakness and old age. He creates whatever He wills, for He is the all-knowing, most capable. Fleeting life. And on the day the hour will arrive, the wicked will swear that they did not stay in this world more than an hour. In this way, they were always deluded in the world. But those gifted with knowledge and faith will say to them, you did actually stay, as destined by Allah, until the day of resurrection. So here is the day of resurrection, which you denied. But you did not know it was true. So on that day, the wrongdoers' excuses will not benefit them, nor will they be allowed to appease their Lord. Advice to the Prophet. We have certainly set forth every kind of lesson for people in this Quran. And no matter what sign you bring them, O Prophet, the disbelievers will definitely say to the believers, you are only a people of falsehood. This is how Allah seals the hearts of those unwilling to know the truth. So be patient, for the promise of Allah is certainly true, and do not be disturbed by those who have no sure faith. Surat Luqman. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Qualities of true believers. Alif Lam Mim. These are the verses of the book, rich in wisdom. It is a guide and mercy for the good doers, those who establish prayer, pay alms tax, and have sure faith in the hereafter. It is they who are truly guided by their Lord, and it is they who will be successful. Distracting people from the truth. But there are some who employ theatrics only to lead others away from Allah's way, without any knowledge, and to make a mockery of it. They will suffer a humiliating punishment. Whenever our revelations are recited to them, they turn away in arrogance, as if they did not hear them, as if there is deafness in their ears. So give them good news, O Prophet, of a painful punishment. Reward of the believers. Surely those who believe and do good will have the gardens of bliss, staying there forever. Allah's promise is true, and He is the Almighty, All-Wise. Allah's creation. He created the heavens without pillars, as you can see, and placed firm mountains upon the earth so it does not shake with you, and scattered throughout it all types of creatures. And we send down rain from the sky, causing every type of fine plant to grow on earth. This is Allah's creation. Now show me what those gods other than Him have created. In fact, the wrongdoers are clearly astray. Luqman's advice. Number 1. Worship Allah alone. Indeed, we blessed Luqman with wisdom, saying, be grateful to Allah, for whoever is grateful, it is only for their own good, and whoever is ungrateful, then surely Allah is self-sufficient, praiseworthy. And remember when Luqman said to his son, while advising him, O my dear son, never associate anything with Allah in worship, for associating others with Him is truly the worst of all wrongs. Number 2, honor your parents. And we have commanded people to honor their parents. Their mothers bore them through hardship upon hardship, and their weaning takes 2 years. So be grateful to me and your parents. To me is the final return. But if they pressure you to associate with me what you have no knowledge of, do not obey them. Still keep their company in this world courteously, and follow the way of those who turn to me in devotion. Then to me you will all return, and then I will inform you of what you used to do. Number 3, know that Allah will judge all deeds. Luqman added, O my dear son, even if a deed were the weight of a mustard seed, be it hidden in a rock or in the heavens or the earth, Allah will bring it forth. Surely Allah is most subtle, all aware. Number 4, fulfill your duty to Allah. O my dear son, establish prayer. Encourage what is good and forbid what is evil, and endure patiently whatever befalls you. Surely this is a resolve to aspire to. Number 5, be humble and do not turn your nose up to people, nor walk pridefully upon the earth. Surely Allah does not like whoever is arrogant, boastful. Be moderate in your pace and lower your voice, for the ugliest of all voices is certainly the braying of donkeys. Allah's favor. Have you not seen that Allah has subjected for you whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and has lavished His favors upon you, both seen and unseen? Still, there are some who dispute about Allah without knowledge or guidance or an enlightening scripture. When it is said to them, follow what Allah has revealed, they reply, no, we only follow what we found our forefathers practicing. Would they still do so, even if Satan is inviting them to the torment of the blaze? The believers and the disbelievers. Whoever fully submits themselves to Allah and is a good doer, they have certainly grasped the firmest handhold, and with Allah rests the outcome of all affairs. But whoever disbelieves, do not let their disbelief grieve you, O Prophet. To us is their return, and we will inform them of all they did. Surely Allah knows best what is hidden in the heart. We allow them enjoyment for a little while, then in time we will force them into a harsh torment. And if you ask them who created the heavens and the earth, they will definitely say, Allah. Say, praise be to Allah. In fact, most of them do not know. Allah's infinite knowledge. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and the earth. Allah is truly the self-sufficient, praiseworthy. If all the trees on earth were pens and the ocean were ink, refilled by 7 other oceans, the words of Allah would not be exhausted. Surely Allah is almighty, all-wise. Allah's infinite power. The creation and resurrection of you all is as simple for Him as that of a single soul. Surely Allah is all-hearing, all-seeing. Do you not see that Allah causes the night to merge into the day and the day into the night, and has subjected the sun and the moon, each orbiting for an appointed term, and that Allah is all aware of what you do? That is because Allah alone is the truth, and what they invoke besides Him is falsehood, and because Allah alone is the Most High, all great. Human ingratitude. Do you not see that the ships sail smoothly through the sea by the grace of Allah, so that He may show you some of His signs? Surely in this are signs for whoever is steadfast, grateful. And as soon as they are overwhelmed by waves like mountains, they cry out to Allah alone in sincere devotion. But when He delivers them safely to shore, only some of them become relatively grateful, and none rejects our signs except whoever is deceitful, ungrateful. Warning of Judgment Day. O humanity, be mindful of your Lord, and beware of a day when no parent will be of any benefit to their child, nor will a child be of any benefit to their parent. Surely Allah's promise is true. So do not let the life of this world deceive you, nor let the chief deceiver deceive you about Allah. The 5 keys of the unseen. Indeed, Allah alone has the knowledge of the hour. He sends down the rain and knows what is in the wombs. No soul knows what it will earn tomorrow, and no soul knows in what land it will die. Surely Allah is all-knowing, all-aware. Surat As-Sajdah, the Prostration. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Alif Lam Mim. The revelation of this book is, beyond doubt, from the Lord of all worlds. Or do they say, He has fabricated it? No, it is the truth from your Lord in order to warn a people to whom no warning has come before you, to whom no warner has come before you, so they may be rightly guided. Allah's power of creation. It is Allah who has created the heavens and the earth and everything in between in 6 days, then established Himself on the throne. You have no protector or intercessor besides Him. Will you not then be mindful? He conducts every affair from the heavens to the earth. Then it all ascends to Him on a day whose length is 1,000 years by your counting. That is the knower of the seen and unseen, the Almighty, most merciful, who has perfected everything he created, and he originated the creation of humankind from clay. Then he made his descendants from an extract of a humble fluid. Then he fashioned them and had a spirit of his own creation breathed into them. And he gave you hearing, sight, and intellect, yet you hardly give any thanks. The deniers of resurrection, still they ask mockingly, when we are disintegrated into the earth, will we really be raised as a new creation? In fact, they are in denial of the meeting with their Lord. Say, O prophet, your soul will be taken by the angel of death who is in charge of you. Then to your Lord you will all be returned. If only you could see the wicked hanging their heads in shame before their Lord, crying, Our Lord, we have now seen and heard, so send us back and we will do good. We truly have sure faith now. Had we willed, we could have easily imposed guidance on every soul, but my word will come to pass. I will surely fill up hell with jinn and humans altogether. So taste the punishment for neglecting the meeting of this day of yours. We too will certainly neglect you, and taste the torment of eternity for what you used to do. Qualities of the believers. The only true believers in our revelation are those who, when it is recited to them, fall into prostration and glorify the praises of their Lord and are not too proud. They abandon their beds, invoking their Lord with hope and fear, and donate from what we have provided for them. No soul can imagine what delights are kept in store for them as a reward for what they used to do. The faithful and the rebellious. Is the one who is a believer equal before Allah to the one who is rebellious? They are not equal. As for those who believe and do good, they will have the gardens of eternal residence as an accommodation for what they used to do. But as for those who are rebellious, the fire will be their home. Whenever they try to escape from it, they will be forced back into it and will be told, taste the fire's torment, which you used to deny. We will certainly make them taste some of the minor torment in this life before the major torment of the hereafter, so perhaps they will return to the right path. And who does more wrong than the one who is reminded of Allah's revelations, then turns away from them? We will surely inflict punishment upon the wicked. Divine revelations. Indeed, we gave the scripture to Moses, so let there be no doubt, O prophet, that you too are receiving revelations, and we made it a guide for the children of Israel. We raised from among them leaders, guiding by our command when they patiently endured and firmly believed in our signs. Indeed, your Lord will decide between them on the day of judgment regarding their differences. Warning to the disbelievers. Is it not yet clear to them how many peoples we destroyed before them, whose ruins they still pass by? Surely in this are signs. Will they not then listen? Do they not see how we drive rain to parched land, producing various crops from which they and their cattle eat? Will they not then see? The deniers of judgment, they ask mockingly, when is this day of final decision if what you say is true? Say, O prophet, on the day of decision, it will not benefit the disbelievers to believe then, nor will they be delayed from punishment. So turn away from them and wait. They too are waiting. Surah Al-Ahzab, the enemy alliance. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, orders to the Prophet, O Prophet, always be mindful of Allah and do not yield to the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Follow what is revealed to you from your Lord. Surely Allah is all aware of what you all do. And put your trust in Allah, for Allah is sufficient as a trustee of affairs. Rules on divorce and adoption. Allah does not place two hearts in any person's chest, nor does He regard your wives as unlawful for you like your real mothers, even if you say they are. Nor does He regard your adopted children as your real children. These are only your baseless assertions. But Allah declares the truth, and He alone guides to the right way. Let your adopted children keep their family names. That is more just in the sight of Allah. But if you do not know their fathers, then they are simply your fellow believers and close associates. There is no blame on you for what you do by mistake, but only for what you do intentionally. And Allah is all forgiving, most merciful. Guidelines for the believers. The Prophet has a stronger affinity to the believers than they do themselves, and his wives are their mothers. As ordained by Allah, blood relatives are more entitled to inheritance than other believers and immigrants, unless you want to show kindness to your close associates through bequest. This is decreed in the record. Covenant to deliver the truth. And remember when we took a covenant from the prophets, as well as from you, O Prophet, and from Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, son of Mary. We did take a solemn covenant from all of them, so that he may question these men of truth about their delivery of the truth. And he has prepared a painful punishment for the disbelievers. The battle of the trench. O believers, remember Allah's favor upon you when enemy forces came to besiege you in Medina. So we sent against them a bitter wind and forces you could not see. And Allah is all-seeing of what you do. Remember when they came at you from east and west, when your eyes grew wild in horror and your hearts jumped into your throats, and you entertained conflicting thoughts about Allah. Then and there, the believers were put to the test and were violently shaken. Stance of the hypocrites. And remember when the hypocrites and those with sickness in their hearts said, Allah and His Messenger have promised us nothing but delusion. And remember when a group of them said, O people of Yathrib, there is no point in you staying here, so retreat. Another group of them asked the Prophet's permission to leave, saying, our homes are vulnerable, while in fact they were not vulnerable. They only wished to flee. Had their city been sacked from all sides and they had been asked to abandon faith, they would have done so with little hesitation. Warning to the hypocrites. They had already pledged to Allah earlier never to turn their backs in retreat, and a pledge to Allah must be answered for. Say, O Prophet, fleeing will not benefit you if you try to escape a natural or violent death, if it is not your time. You will only be allowed enjoyment for a little while. Ask them, O Prophet, who can put you out of Allah's reach if He intends to harm you or show you mercy? They can never find any protector or helper besides Allah. Hypocritical tactics. Allah knows well those among you who discourage others from fighting, saying secretly to their brothers, stay with us, and who themselves hardly take part in fighting. They are totally unwilling to assist you. When danger comes, you see them staring at you with their eyes rolling like someone who is in the throes of death. But once the danger is over, they slash you with razor-sharp tongues, ravenous for worldly gains. Such people have not truly believed, so Allah has rendered their deeds void, and that is easy for Allah. Hypocrites paranoid. They still think that the enemy alliance has not yet withdrawn, and if the allies were to come again, the hypocrites would wish to be away in the desert among nomadic Arabs, only asking for news about you believers. And if the hypocrites were in your midst, they would hardly take part in the fight. The Prophet as a role model. Indeed, in the Messenger of Allah, you have an excellent example for whoever has hope in Allah and the last day and remembers Allah often. Stance of the believers. When the believers saw the enemy alliance, they said, this is what Allah and His Messenger had promised us. The promise of Allah and His Messenger has come true, and this only increased them in faith and submission. Among the believers are men who have proven true to what they pledged to Allah. Some of them have fulfilled their pledge with their lives. Others are waiting their turn. They have never changed their commitment in the least. It all happened so Allah may reward the faithful for their faithfulness and punish the hypocrites if He wills, or turn to them in mercy. Surely Allah is all forgiving, most merciful. Defeat of the enemy alliance. And Allah drove back the disbelievers in their rage totally empty-handed, and Allah spared the believers from fighting. For Allah is all-powerful, almighty. And he brought down those from the people of the book who supported the enemy alliance from their own strongholds and cast horror into their hearts. You believers killed some and took others captive. He also caused you to take over their lands, homes, and wealth, as well as lands you have not yet set foot on. And Allah is most capable of everything. Advice to the Prophet's wives, your choice. O Prophet, say to your wives, if you desire the life of this world and its luxury, then come, I will give you a suitable compensation for divorce and let you go graciously. But if you desire Allah and His Messenger and the everlasting home of the hereafter, then surely Allah has prepared a great reward for those of you who do good. More advice, your reward. O wives of the Prophet, if any of you were to commit a blatant misconduct, the punishment would be doubled for her, and that is easy for Allah. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله نستغفر الله نسألك الجنة ونعوذ بك من